ridiculous a few months ago, but things started, and the Milosevic government is changing its tune in all sorts of ways. On Saturday night, the capital of Serbia is like any other city in Europe. This is my first night in Belgrade, so I decided to check out where the things are really cooking, and I've been told it's on the river, so let's see what's happening. On the barge on the river Sava, they're dancing away, all grown for recording 4 videos in a full company. The message was fine.
It caused terrible casualties and material damage.
Long game of cat and mouse here, and there are many other pressures.
Was a town at war, and his smithy Croats appropriated their own slice of Bosnia-Herzegovina. Muslims and Croats turned upon each other, and for a time Gornji Vakuf was engulfed.
Bosnian Croats and Bosnian Muslims, having fought each other bitterly over 10 months, are now allies against the Serbs. Militarily, Muslims only on paper.
To make do and mend with common police not a
background of rising tension, talks between the Croats and the Krajinan Serbs are due to open in Geneva tomorrow. Our diplomatic correspondent Nicholas Witchell reports from Zagreb on the prospects for the talks and on how Croatia and Serbia are now involved.
June 1991. Croatia declared itself independent from the crumbling state of Yugoslavia. The Balkan tragedy had begun. But the Serbs would not accept it, the Croatian government. The UN's war,
As troops from all sides in the conflict continued their massive deployment,
The War Crimes Tribunal had charged him with genocide and crimes against humanity.
and not to create a court for Yugoslavia, completing its withdrawal from Jepa, the enclave which fell to the Bosnian Serbs last week. Thousands of Muslim refugees have fled the town.
These talks are being billed as possibly the last chance to avoid a war between Croatia and the rebel Serbs of Krajina. The forces are now massed on both sides. 100,000 Croatian troops poised for attack, flushed with success after taking 2 Serb-held towns in western Bosnia. They're facing 50,000 Serb troops determined to hold on to their territory. Shelling along the front line has continued. A mine planted by departing Serb troops exploded in the captured town of Glamoš. The Bosnian Serb leader Radovan Karadzic has pledged the 2 towns will be retaken. The Geneva talks will be chaired by the UN peace negotiators.
Remarkable, isn't it, these talks succeed in such a pessimistic
Up young men, and all of this will have been observed by Western diplomats, by the
Formidable numbers around the Krajina, reservists are being called up, hospitals put on standby. And Croatia's conditions for negotiation amount to total capitulation by the rebel Serbs. There's hardly a diplomat left who doesn't believe that a battle is inevitable.
That seems to be the prospect, but I think all of us have to make desperate efforts.
have broken up without agreement in Geneva. After the meeting, the Serbs accused the Croats of refusing to accept the UN brokered peace plan. But as the talks were taking place, Croatia was continuing to mobilize its troops for an attack on the breakaway republic, a conflict which many believe could spark an all-out Balkan war. Fighting in the former Yugoslavia.
But what Croatia wants is its territory back. Since the 1991 war, Croatia has built up formidable forces. Then they were a citizens' army, while the Serbs inherited the heavy weapons of the old Yugoslavia. Now they've acquired attack helicopters, despite
Lines tonight, lawyers for the former
Should proceed that there should be an opportunity to try and find a peaceful settlement because a war
escalation, for example, in southwestern Bosnia.
thereafter we will underpin the work of the
I should think once Croatia's massive invasion begins, he is obligated, as I said, and people respond to it.
But at the moment, we do have the Krajina Serbs suing for peace. In a sense, they have no alternative but to do so, and President Milosevic has no alternative but to accept that that is indeed what's going to happen.
The problem, you see, of this week of peace is that we have actually an international program for this called the VAMS plan, which has been totally ignored by the Croatians when they invaded Western Slavonia and, as I said, killed and expelled virtually the entire population. This went unnoticed by the
Negotiators to meet the rebel Serb leaders in Geneva.
Appeal this morning to Serbs not to fight, but to await what he called liberation by his troops. UN mediator Torvald Stoltenberg is due in the Croatian capital Zagreb today for further talks.
At 0500 hours this morning.
To the crowds. There is an immense sense amongst fighting men that they can do it, but this time they have a much harder nut to crack.
The president's appeal to the Serbs to lay down their arms is likely to go unheeded, isn't it?
I should think so. On past experience,
They heavy bombardment.
Croatia Krajina. We have 250,000 people, and Croatia sent 240,000 soldiers against us.
Now, there are reports that you are offering concessions. How far are you prepared to go in a compromise to prevent all-out war, which is now the fear?
We are ready to talk with Croatia about everything.
The first British commemorative stamps were issued in 1908.
try to release occupied
And tank assaults. Here, well-wishers
Preemptive strike in true Yugoslav fashion. A war began
has appealed to the international community to stop the offensive.
To the front, and ambulances for Ebo.
Thank you.
We are observing what's going on the ground.
How long are you prepared to continue observing?
Well, till the point has come to see how long the attacks and the offensives against the UN safe area.
With Miran Babic.
Elsewhere, in Liverpool, the state of that Portugal border could provoke a response from Belgrade. And the world order certainly. Sweeping aside international concern, though, after that, that we're going to see terrorist affairs. Then I think a lot of it will stay out. It's lying. When the surviving civilians came out of Srebrenica, the old talks with the rebel Serbs on
hatch the Bosnian enclave today. Sarajevo.
out there dangerous crops.
Air raid sirens sounded across the Croatian capital Zagreb this evening. To the people of this city, the realities of life in a country of war. There were unconfirmed reports of one rocket hitting a suburb. Confirmed or not, civilians needed little prompting to take to the shelter. This morning's full-scale assault by the Croats on Serb positions was not unexpected.